Hey loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys, I'll be checking out Ben Shapiro as he debates pro trans students. And you guys, I'm super excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
In one of your more infamous debates, you said, "I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are."
Yes.
My argument is not that terms like biological female or biological male are necessarily offensive. My argument is that you are saying that referring to a trans woman as a woman or a trans man as a man or et cetera, is like inherently offensive or threatens biology. And I'm curious why it's so threatened when there's clear precedent for changing the language.
Again,
or
the term mother does not include father. Every category has to have boundaries. The boundary of female starts at male. And when you start including male in the category of female, you are threatening biological definitions as well as basic truth.
Well, you could say the category of mother starts at conception, or, you know, a biological relation to an offspring. But as we know,
but again, the idea that the idea of motherhood being the act of mothering, right? And that is a female. A female does the act of mothering. You can say that a female who does the act of mothering is a mother, but you also have a special category called biological motherhood. I'm not going to say that an adoptive mom and a biological mom have precisely the same definition. They don't. They're underneath a subset of category called motherhood. That motherhood sometimes involves birth, sometimes it does not, but it certainly involves being a female.
What do you think about the distinction between cis women and trans women?
Explain.
Well, you're saying that a more inclusive usage of the word mother isn't particularly offensive because we also have biological mother.
Yes.
We've offered the term cis woman, and even biological woman or assigned female at birth. We've offered a variety of terms that properly categorize people.
Again, you cannot extend the term woman to apply to a biological male. Every category has an endpoint. If there are only two categories, male and female, and you say that female now is in this category, there are no definitions. There are no definitions. I mean, to paraphrase my friend Matt Walsh, I'm going to need you to explain what a woman is without reference to the word woman.
Wow. You guys, I just love Ben Shapiro because I love when he set these students straight and letting them know that sometimes their ideologies are totally wrong. Let's continue, guys.
We can go on all day like this, but...
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily circular to say that a woman is someone who exhibits womanhood.
Yes, it is.
And that
It is definitionally circular.
well,
That's like saying a hand is something that fundamentally shows handhood.
Well, what I have
A tree is something that demonstrates the qualities of treehood. What new actual definitional content have you added to the word?
I can define womanhood for you, which is a set of characteristics associated with females, and a woman as someone who exhibits said womanhood.
Okay, well, you have just used the word female and woman to define each other. So you say a woman is a female, but not a biological female. A female is a woman, and a woman is a female, but at no point have you added any new content.
No, I said a woman is someone who exhibits womanhood, and womanhood is a set of characteristics.
Yes, and that doesn't mean anything.
How does it not mean
the reason
anything?
it doesn't mean, okay, again, a dog is a thing that exhibits the characteristics of doghood. It's a set of characteristics characterized by being a dog. I've added no content to that. If you have no idea what a dog is, you still have no idea what a dog is.
There are plenty of labels that refer to concepts. This is not a new thing.
It's not a label referring to a concept. It's a label that's referring to the same word as the concept. You can't do that. That's fundamentally circular.
To the same word. I'm saying that womanhood.
You have not defined even womanhood. You said a set of characteristics that applies to females, and then you're applying it to males. So clearly, this is nonsensical. I'm sorry that it doesn't. I'm sorry that your attempts to worm a definition into nonsense are not succeeding. But like, I can't make that fit into logic because it doesn't. I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey Ben, this week in Israel, they reported that like 76% of Israelis thought that Netanyahu should step down, and I'm curious, like, because Israel doesn't have a figurehead like Zelensky to rally around, is Netanyahu doing more harm than good? Also, I'm curious if you would have on Dean Phillips for a Sunday special.
So I'm not really aware of Dean Phillips other than he's running against Biden, right? That's the guy. I didn't hear of him until he ran against Biden. So Sure,
Only
I guess, why not?
6%.
I mean, sure,
Yeah.
okay. But in any case, as far as Netanyahu, the reason that Israelis are very anti-Netanyahu is that Israelis actually are reacting the way that I would hope that Americans reacted to bad presidents, which is when a president fails, they get very angry at it. So this is the single greatest security failure in Israeli history. And so even a lot of people who voted for Netanyahu in Israel are now very anti-Netanyahu. Now, the way that it works in Israel is because they have a coalition government, they actually have to have a vote of no confidence, and then a majority has to vote Netanyahu out. That's not going to happen right now. But whenever people on the left or in the media start talking about the right-wing Netanyahu government, that's ridiculous and ignorant, considering that right now they have a unity government that includes Benny Gantz, who's on the center left. Right? The fact is that Israel has come together in incredible ways in the after. It reminds me of 9/11 in the United States. Like, people came together for a hot second here. I think it's going to last a lot longer there, because the truth is that as devastating as 9/11 was for the United States, Israel's a much, much smaller country. And so in terms of sort of the feeling of insecurity, they're also surrounded on every border by people who don't like them very much. And so I think that the future of the state of Israel is going to be a lot more unified. But yeah, I mean, Netanyahu is going to take a serious political hit at some point in the future.
What about, like, internationally?
I mean, internationally, I think people are looking for an excuse to be putting pressure on Israel, because the easiest solution is always weapons down, everybody calm down, a few Jews got killed, but whatever, we don't want this thing to escalate. The reality is, what is in the best interest of pretty much everybody, except for the Iranians, is for Hamas to be destroyed completely and utterly. That's in the best interest of the Europeans, and it's in the...
Interesting.
It's in everybody's best interest, including, by the way, Sunni governments.
Hi there. All right,
Howdy.
so Wisconsin was in like a $7 billion budget, and yet a lot of the smaller two-year trade schools in the UW system and like four-year engineering schools are losing money. They're firing people. They're like leaving, getting less students. And this is because the Republican legislature, didn't increase funding. They decreased it in hopes to get rid of the DEI department. I go here. DEI department's like not that big of a deal. Like, if you want to go, you can. If you don't want to go, you can kind of just avoid it. Is it really worth like lowering educational opportunities for people, raising tuitions, and decreasing enrollment in like very important trade schools for the purpose of like ending DEI at a school where the value is still going to be here?
So you're asking the wrong guy. I think that every major university in the United States should cut its entire liberal arts department and tell people to get a life.
Ben Shapiro is
Meaning that
there's smaller universities though that
I understand. My feeling about college is very simple. If you are able to get somebody to give you a loan to go to the school because they feel that your degree is then going to allow you a higher earning level, then that seems to me a good use of dollars. Subsidizing people's education where a bank would not very often is a giant waste of money. And so the amount of money that's wasted in state schooling systems so that people can get a degree in lesbian dance theory or whatever is silly. And furthermore, if you're majoring in engineering, so to give you an example, I was able to get private loans to go to Harvard Law School. Why? Because they knew when I got out of the other end of Harvard Law School, I was going to earn a bunch of money because I went to Harvard Law School. Okay, the same thing isn't necessarily true if you're majoring in poli-sci at a state school, right? You're still, dude, I majored in poli-sci too. There we go, bro. So here's the thing. You're going to finish up in poli-sci, and then you're going to go to a real school doing real things.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're probably going to go to law school, or you're going to go work in business, or you're going to get an apprenticeship somewhere. And here's the reality. The entire college system is a credentialing scam, unless you are in the hard sciences. The entire college system should be done away with, and people should go directly into the workforce where they learn how to do a job.
Yeah. So if you want me to like go back, I can. I feel like you didn't fully answer my question, because I'm more saying I agree with you that like trade schools are really important for a community, but I'm saying that the smaller ones rely on like the subsidies from the government to stay afloat, and they're currently not getting it because of like this like moral war between like Robin Voss and the Republicans and the Tony Evers about like, you know, DEI here. I feel like there's a ton of people who don't really care, and they want to go to a smaller school in their hometown and learn how to do a trade.
I hear you,
and
I'm just saying I'm more extreme than the Republican legislature, and I would slash and burn my way through the college budgets.
Fair enough. All right. All right. Hey, you have a good one.
Are you tired of the lies and the twist of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too.
That was such a beautiful one, and I totally agree with Ben Shapiro on the last question, because this is the second time I'm hearing that college is totally a scam, especially when you're not going for those professional courses. At the end of the day, you find yourself burdened with paying off your student loan, and at the same time you cannot even get a job that is able to pay off this loan that you took in the first place. Then you start feeling miserable and being scammed by the educational system. For me, I'll say that going to college shouldn't be compulsory or shouldn't be imposed on anybody, Because there are so many things you could have done with your life. Why wasting away in college? You see so many young people that are being forced to go to college by their parents, and at the end of the day, they drop out. And college should just, the idea of going to college should come from people's mind, and if they really have passion for it, or they are going for a professional course, then going to college should be put into consideration. Let me know your thoughts on this one, and I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give it a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.